Good. Good.
All right,
man.
we are live, coming at you from the new studio, from the new house in Austin, Texas.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Technically our living room.
Yes, which we're turning into a studio. And I'm so excited because I've always been a huge proponent of having a home studio. So this is awesome.
Let's go, man.
Cafecito. Cheers, bro. Cheers. We're here. We made it. What has it been, like 3 weeks since we did a pod?
It's been 3 weeks. I think
3 or 4.
It was a lot more than we thought buying the house. Then it was the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting very sick. Mm-hmm. So we've been out for 3 weeks, but we got it done. We got the house.
And we did the move.
We did the move. We drove to Austin.
It was New Year's.
We got a truck here. We got Texas license plates. We got Texas plates.
Yeah.
Texas onions, Texas garlic that I found right now.
Texas everything. We just need Texas license.
Yeah, we just need our Texas license. But basically, we're all set up. All the furniture is delivered. Everything. So we're all now,
almost set up. Almost. We got to get the mirror. The mirror installation.
Oh yeah. We have a mirror guy coming. But yeah, we're basically set up, and we thought let's just gung ho getting all this completed so we can then just focus back on content.
Yes, it was difficult to be making content while we were doing everything.
Yeah, and I mean, I've always been a proponent of making content. People don't understand how it's a lot of work and
full-time gig.
Yeah, and so then add buying a house, add holidays, add travel,
your 9 to 5 gig,
and then add our 9 to 5 gig. It was a lot.
Getting sick.
It was difficult. It was really hard.
It's wild. But we're here. We're very excited to be in Austin. And it's a city that we realized that I visited years ago, right? And
yeah,
I didn't even remember how much I loved it.
Yeah,
but
I had never visited.
First sight.
I just visited very modern age, just through people that I follow, and I knew I'd love it, and I did.
Yep.
But that's where I started appreciating how much I actually believe I know myself, and it was a cool feeling because most of the things I just know I'm gonna like this or I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you are really
I'm
good
pretty
at that.
spot on at it.
I suck at that, dude. I have
pretty good.
No idea. And that's one of the things that I tell you. It's like, dude, I wish I could do that because I feel like I have to try it.
Yeah.
I have no idea if I'm going to like or hate if I'm going to love something or hate it. So I just have to try it.
To be fair though, the only thing I have maybe up on that is most of the things that I like is because I already saw it somehow. So
what do you mean?
I think with Austin, what I got to see was someone was building a business. They moved here, and all the wonders that Austin kind of had to offer. So I kind of got to see it already. And then I have already experienced oceans, lakes, rivers, cities. And so I kind of went, okay, this would work. And so with furniture, I've been I know I'm going to love that, but I've seen this table before. we didn't do the bench. I've seen all that. I've had it and I've experienced it. So that's why I'm so.
You already know.
Where I told you, I'm so
don't.
keen on. I like to experience and I see something, take from it, and then go. Now I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
And so when I live through something, I go, oh, I need that.
Nice.
So that's why I think it's been a little bit easier for me because most of these things was just I've already gotten to experience this somehow, or I saw the color combinations already and I loved it.
Dude, I think for me, it's a little different. For me, it kind of feels more like exploration in the moment.
Yeah.
And when I see something, I know when I love it, but it's got to be instant for me. And it's usually, that's what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. It's like, I have to love it. And if I don't, it's hard for me to fully get behind something when I'm not fully bought in.
Well, you are very much I'd say you're a smart shopper. We were doing something. Oh, okay. Yeah. We had to connect up some bank account to some Amex account, and I would have just clicked the freaking button. You were, oh, well, let's read this. Let's see what we should do. Should I call? Yeah, you should call. I would just have tried it, see what happened. And you're very much the opposite, which is so good, especially for this process. That's helped us a lot.
Yeah. It's been a good balance because you're very spontaneous, even just with the move.
Yeah.
It took you 24 hours, less than 24 hours before you were like, all right, let's move.
Yep.
And then for the houses, it seemed like the first house we saw, you were just like, yes, I'm in. let's do it. And I was like, oh, hold on, let's see a few, let's compare and contrast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has been a nice balance, because you are, I'm a little more of a procrastinator too. Like if I see something, I don't have to do it on the spot. Whereas you, dude, will get something in the mail.
I can't help it.
And you set it up. Like you see it, you open it, you set it up, you try it, and it's done and it's there.
Yeah, I can't help it. We wanted bikes, and I've been trying so hard to just get the 2 bike, and I got the bikes.
You got the bikes, yeah.
And I want to go leave one to get fixed because I want us to ride them tomorrow. But yeah, I did notice I am very like
the opposite.
It has to happen now, and I want to do it. Yeah, well,
that's great. That's a great quality.
Yeah, for a lot of things, it ends up being great and not great. So we found throughout this whole thing, we've been a great counterbalance, right?
Yeah,
it's been
for
fun.
sure. For sure. But at the end of the day, we have very similar taste.
Yeah.
So it's been cool to have, we pretty much have the same vision overall. And it's a little give and take here, because you are a little more, I would say, what's the word? Like more audacious with the things you like.
Yes.
Right? Whereas I'm a little more conservative.
Yeah.
More,
Let's just say
back.
Ivo would do one color scheme because it seems great, right? And it looks beautiful. And I'm very much of a, let's mix and match and get random stuff, and let's add this here. And then when it comes down to the last bits, I'm so exhausted and tired of doing all this nitty gritty that I just don't care anymore. I'll get anything. And you're very, we got trash cans, and I was very,
we have to
change them. So we're going to change them. But
because they're stainless steel and everything else is black in the bathroom. Well, it's like, I feel
most
like
most of our appliances are stainless steel. So I thought it would look good, but Ivo hates it.
Yeah, dude, it's just, I just feel like we
can do it. But that's what I was saying, where our difference there is I tend to start to be burn out, and I go, I just don't care about that. It's so small. I just want to finish. I'm done. I'm out of shopping mode. So I'm done. And you're so quiet on, oh, let's finish it. We're so close. Let's make sure it's perfect.
It's that, dude. It's just the fact
I don't have that detail orientation. That small of a detail thing. I could care less.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, to me, I just feel like we're so close. We've been so meticulous with choosing everything to love it.
That's what I wanted to touch on.
And so I just feel like to get that trash can, just because that was the only option and they were sold out of the black one, which we wanted, I don't like that, dude. I don't like settling for what I need. I want what I want.
To be fair, not yet, because I've swiped too hard. My credit card hurts. And
we were swiping.
I am going to get
nonstop.
We have swiped too hard. I wanted to get cups that are stainless steel with the little plate that's in it, so because it looks amazing. And you were so anti stainless steel,
dude.
But I'm gonna get them so you can see it. Yeah,
they literally look like dog bowls, like stainless steel dog bowls that you put on the floor.
You would love to purchase, which is for sale somewhere in California.
Yeah,
it's the founder of Oakley. You have to see the house for sale. Imagine a supervillain's lair. Everything's stainless steel. It looks so crazy. His doors are giant metal doors.
I would hate it.
I would hate that brutalist machine. Right?
I feel like
I don't know what the word is.
I feel like I'm inside the Terminator's house, dude. Like T-1000.
SpongeBob, the Chrome when they go back
the Chrome reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's. Do you have something you want to touch on?
The last thing was, it's been so easy because I heard a lot of divorces happen when you buy a home, because you just see how different you are, and you disagree on furniture, and it becomes a huge problem for a lot of couples. I believe we were really good because me and I will have the same values. Well, yes.
We're brothers. We've lived together before.
We've lived together, but we adhere to the same values, which when you set up values, it's so easy to make decisions, because this, for me and Ivo, our value is, we value craftsmanship. We value something that's authentic to what it actually is, and we care about getting the best possible thing. I don't know how to encapsulate that in a better word, but basically, because we have this simple value when we're buying something, it's not, well, should we get it? I don't know if we should get this. It's just, does it hit our values? Yes. Maybe we're not super fans of the color, and then we debate on the color, but we know that we will not buy this. Okay, we can look at these options. It's been so easy because for our home, we have opted to not go and buy cheap things. There's a quote that I told you once that I heard which was, we're too poor to buy cheap things.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It was like a German quote or something.
yeah, it was like
right?
a German quote, and I love that
Shout out Germans.
because that's what I always thought about really nice things is if you buy something that's real wood and high quality, that thing will last you for 100 years. And so a lot of the furniture that we bought, we wanted to make sure that it's the best furniture we could have bought at the time, and it's going to last a long time. We ended up with leather
love
couches.
Yeah.
Because it's beautiful and it costs more, but it's going to last and it's going to look better and it's going to age with us. And it was so easy to do it that way.
Yeah.
And I think that was a huge part of it. Our coffee machine, we went all out because we use it every day. We know we're going to use it and we love it. And so it was so easy to buy stuff.
Yep. I think to me, the way I would describe it is I've experienced trying to buy cheap things and I always end up regretting it because it breaks, it wears out. I don't love it. And so I'm just kind of living like this, life.
Yeah.
And I'm not as happy. And then you have to replace it and you end up having to buy something better. And it ends up costing just double, takes up more time. You know, like it just takes up double the time. So you're back at square one.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, let's just get the best that we can possibly get in this moment in time so it can last as long as possible. And in my mind, it's like you can only get so far with your current available brain power. So when too many things are taking up that brain power, you can't go further.
Yes.
And so once something is done, it's like, all right, it's done. And now we can move on to the next thing.
And this is why I commend Iva on what we did. And I think this was this might have been the topic that I wanted to talk about was what's everyone's stance on when you buy a house or you move into a new apartment? Are you team furnish everything within a week because you want to live your life normally? Or are you I just have my mattress on the floor. I got a couch 3 months later.
Yeah.
I got a chair a month in and now it's 6 months later. Now let's go get this. And now I'll get this. We did everything in a week. It got here. The God bless the people that brought it. I wasn't here and they built everything.
Shout out the guys.
And in a week we're fully furnished. Bed frames, bathrooms, tables, chairs, DJ stuff, lights, art we don't have yet, but we're looking for
stuff, all bathroom
all kitchen stuff, all of everything.
We just need art.
We just need art.
Last. And the outside, I would say.
And outside patios, like we said.
The backyard, yeah.
But yeah, what's I wonder what side most people are on. I don't
know.
Because I think
I'd be curious to know.
I would remove budgets because with any budget you could do it. You could go high end, you can go very low end, but you could furnish everything. And there's great deals, credit cards, right?
Yeah.
We even decided to use
like the lady that we talked on Amex last night.
Oh yeah,
she said that she bought everything
on Amazon because she said it was just such great deals, and you could find things that are $500, and she was finding the option that was $100, right? And so she went super budget conscious, and she said she furnished everything for like a super small price. So I'm curious to know what most people. I believe this was the much more difficult route. Because it required so much planning, so much effort, so many trips, driving. We spent hours at stores.
We went like 3 or 4 times to CB2 before we got anything.
A whole week of just buying stuff.
Yeah.
Down to the trees, down to the front trees, right? So we bought dirt. So we did everything.
We got as much as we possibly could. And I'm still in my mind. I'm just like, dude, we need the stools. we need that. We need to replace the chair. But because I just like to finish it. I want to finish it, and then we can move on to the next layer.
I still love those stools, man.
But I mean, we're probably gonna end up keeping them at this point. I still see something fuzzy, bro.
Do you want a small stool to sit, or don't you feel cool with an actual like higher bar stool and you have your little drink on the side?
Okay, so I wish we could maybe we'll just show you after at some point, but. We have the
watch the vlog.
Island. Watch the vlog to see what we're talking about. But we have the kitchen island. G wanted to get we got the higher stools thinking that it was the right size, but they're too high. Like they're literally there's 2 sizes when you're shopping. It's a stool and it's a bar. Then we got the higher one.
But to be fair, it is a
fit.
It is a stool. It does fit. Actually.
Well, it fits. But it's not the size that it's supposed to be, so you can sit down at that size island. That's for like slightly higher.
Okay.
But it does feel cool to sit there because it's a perfect drink height.
It's a drink height, man.
It's drink height, which with the DJ table there now, we can. I just had visions of us having soirees.
Well,
while you were DJing.
A big thing that we're gonna do, and it's gonna be awesome because I don't even know how we're gonna go about it. No, but we want to host something every week. Our goal is to meet as many new people as possible, host, and just get to actually meet the Austin community. And so with that, we'd love to interview people, anyone and everyone. I think for us,
we want to focus on
up
Austin, right?
Yeah, because what
I would love to meet artists, musicians,
I think
entrepreneurs.
What ends up making someone have a really meaningful and purposeful life is relationships and community. And for a long time, we've lacked community. At least I have.
Same.
So I think a big effort being here in Austin is building out our community. And it's the first time we're in a completely new place. We don't know absolutely anybody. There's no one from our childhood that says, oh, I knew you, how you were. It's just, I've changed. We've become different people. We're an adult. And so someone gets to meet me without any filter and just how I am today. So it's going to be so cool to see how many great relationships we can make. So with that, we're going to try to do something every week. And so we are and have always really catered towards, I believe we're hosters, right? I mean, for even growing up, our house was the hosting house. So
the house for all of our friends to come over.
So 90% of my brain always just thinks, well, I'm going to be hosting. So how would I set like that? My brain just automatically goes to that. So we have a pretty cool space to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've focused on thinking that people are going to be over. We're going to be doing the podcast, interviewing people.
Yeah.
We're going to be having soirees, AKA ragers.
Yeah.
And that's been part of the whole plan all along.
Yeah.
But I would like to just, I want to just ask you, like, what was the house buying process like for you this time around? Because this was your second go at it.
Yeah. So second go, I felt a lot less nervous. So last time when I saw the final numbers and then I saw they give you a sheet, which is the annualized lifetime payments that you're going to make. And it doubles your purchase price.
Yeah. With the interest, right? Over the 30 years.
Yeah. Almost. It's almost 2/3 extra. So it's scary. And so even for this house, you look at that number, you go, oh crap, that's a lot. That's crazy. So this time I felt a lot less because I thought, okay, well, and for the most part, that the number on average is you own a home for about 10 years anyways. So people rarely get to that number. Yeah. So you end up selling.
We want to pay it off fast.
Oh yeah. People pay it off, but most people just sell it.
Yeah.
Appreciation. Sell
10
it.
years?
Yeah. 10 years. That's why we found out that when interest rates drop, everything's actually tied to the 10-year bonds because 10-year bonds and people buying a mortgage for about 10 years, you end up seeing, well, which one's riskier, which one. And so that's why they're correlated.
The 10-year treasury.
The 10-year treasury.
U.S. treasury.
So it was a lot less stressful. It was a little bit more fun. The last house was just a pure investment. So this one was so interesting to say, what do you want to pick because you like it? You're going to live there. And towards the end, I got a little bit more nervous because oh my gosh, I have to live here. Where the other ones felt so easy because I thought, well, if it doesn't work out, if I don't like it, I'm not living here, or it's an investment. And it's just, for me, everything that has to do with business is so much easier than my personal for myself, because I kind of use it as a crutch, right? It's just so easy for me because I'm like, if it doesn't work out, that's business. Yeah,
business. It's just
that's a cost of life. That's a cost of business. It's easy, right? I'm so used to ups, downs for business. But for my house, it was.
That's interesting.
No, you're gonna this is your house now. So it was a little nervous. It was a little nerve wracking with that. But outside of that, everything else was so easy for me, and it felt great, and I felt comfortable, and I felt excited that I kind of did this. So I feel great. So I felt for the most part awesome, and then nerve wracking because it was the first time I really had to commit to something in a long time.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Well, I was telling you that even yesterday, right? I was so used to thinking like, okay, cool. I like having this cushion, this like financial cushion.
Yeah.
And because I was nomading, I didn't have anything tying me down anywhere. So I always knew if I need to, I could go for 3 years to Thailand and just live off $1,000 a month. So I have a safety net of like years. Whereas right now it's just like everything was a good chunk of everything was just poured into the house. And so now I'm just like, oh shit, we got depleted.
Yeah.
You know, to where now it's like, all right, let's start building up again.
Yeah. I've rarely done that. And this time I had a nice little chunk. And so that was fun. But I've been so used to, I always thought all my money, and this is a bad archetype. There's studies on this, like what I am, which is I'm not worried about it because I'm betting on the future. So all my savings, everything to me is just how do I invest this as aggressively as possible, as risky as possible? Because like strategically in my head, I just go, I'll never make less than I make right now. So I just, it's going to go just, I could save.
It's very aggressive.
Yeah. Where I just go, what I would save if I don't actually invest and do something with it. It's going to go so slow where I have to do all these. So it's a lot easier for me to do these huge, just bet it all. Which is actually really bad. Like your strategy, how you do it, that's what you should be doing. Yours is the best strategy.
I'll tell you, it's consistent. It's consistent across the board with like how you buy stuff, how you make decisions.
Well, you were shocked when you told me you were going, you don't have more savings? I was like, no, dude. and you were shocked. All an
investment, dude. I was just like,
how? Yeah. So I thought that was funny because to me that was just, I have to. I don't know another way.
You live life on the edge.
So it's really bad. Yeah, it's really bad. Nobody should do that.
I mean, it's aggressive, but it's also, it correlates with your age. Like you're in your 20s, you've been in your 20s, you've been in a 20s mindset, which is you can be as aggressive as you possibly can.
And my backup has always been, well, I'm building up a business and hopefully that is a nest egg in itself. So that was always kind of my,
I mean,
because somebody can have $1 million salary, $500,000, because of most likely your burn, you probably still won't ever save in 5-10 years like more than 100 to like the average person won't at such a high salary. So that's why I thought, oh, okay, well then of 10 years I'd be covered, just something like that.
Yeah.
But very terrible because the way you save, I always go, wow, Ivo has a lot of money.
Well,
which is great.
I feel like I'm more like my mom in that sense, like my mom, she's always.
Well, she checks receipts.
She always has reserves, bro. Like she's always good.
Well, it felt cool.
Like, Mom, how do you have this?
It felt cool, right? Because we bought so much stuff. This whole journey of a week of buying stuff, I've never looked at the price of anything, except for the tables, because I wanted a $6,000 table and we couldn't do it.
It was 10, dude.
Oh, it was 10,000.
Yeah, you like the 10K one.
Okay, so aside from those,
for now,
I didn't look at prices. I was looking at art prices and stuff, but. All the stuff we were just buying it because my whole thing was like even our last run or all the plants and all those extra things.
You really did not.
I was just like, dude, let's get it. So it felt cool because to me, everyone has their own definition of what makes you successful. But one of my biggest and what make me feel really successful is I can do a dinner, I can walk in somewhere, and if I really want it, I can grab it.
Yeah.
And that's been nice. Obviously, we went a little overboard on this one.
I mean...
But it was so fun to do that.
I think it was kind of right around budget. We did go a little over.
We did keep your budget, which was great.
We kind of did, yeah.
Well, almost.
Yeah. Well, overall, I'd say we got close enough to where it doesn't feel like it's completely separated. Where we finished and we're just like, oh, crap.
It was an acceptable tolerance.
Exactly. Which is expected on budgets. It's like you always set a budget.
If it was a percent, what would it be? Over. What was our percentage over budget? Because it's probably way less than most.
We ended up being, I think it was like 20%
over.
20% over.
That's not bad. If we were the Olympics, we'd be congratulated. If we were a city, the budgets go
only
double.
20%,
yeah, they end up going over like. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
So we did well.
We did pretty well. And I'm happy with it, dude. For me, it was my first experience buying a property.
Yeah.
And dude, I thought it was, I think the fact that you had already done it once made it go so much smoother this time around. And so for me, I just felt like it was so smooth. It was so fast, bro. It was 1 month from when we came here, decided to start looking for houses.
Yeah.
And we moved so fast and it was so smooth for the most part, including with the holidays. which was the only thing that, right? Like people don't want to work on holiday during Christmas and New Year. So I understood that we slowed down a little at the end because of that, but I thought it was so smooth. And it also made me realize how much I actually don't want to be in the real estate industry as a professional, bro. Yeah. Because there's so much, it's such a stressful thing.
Super stressful.
And for the majority of people, I would say it's the biggest purchase of your life. So it's a very high stakes environment, so much going on, so many moving parts. So I really commend everyone that works in real estate, because I thought, holy crap, dude, if this is your normal every day being in this industry, to me, that's insane. So it, to me, just helped me realize, like, I love houses. I think they're amazing. They're beautiful. It's so much fun to look at them and want to buy them and stuff, but I don't really want to be in the industry as a professional.
Yeah, I just wouldn't.
Which I did for a time.
Yeah, if we were talking about investments, and we'll probably end up doing something else other than houses. And that was
building, warehouse, data warehouse.
No, well, I was thinking just like you can buy an asset, it can appreciate. It's outpacing everything.
You just buy Bitcoin and call it a day.
Well, after we ran all those numbers and we looked at all this and the amount you've been able to do just by doing that, and I just look back at what I've been doing, trying to buy a house, renting it, problems, which I had always told you, real estate is not for the faint of heart, because one small mistake can set you back a year, 2 years, 3 years. And I think that's what people really don't realize. Yeah. And so once we did all that, I thought, we're not doing it anymore. Airbnbs, we're not doing more properties.
Just buying Bitcoin and calling it a day, guys.
Unless we keep like this house, where I told Ivo, if in two years we can start renting this to someone and we're doing well, and let's go find another cool property here in Austin, and let's just keep renting this one, and it keeps getting paid off. That I think we could do. Yeah. That would be awesome.
And eventually we each are going to want our own house.
Yeah, that's the other thing, like
a few years probably down the line. So it would be cool to have two houses.
Yeah.
And we do want the European abode.
That's what, that'd be the best.
That's top of mind for me.
Yeah. I still think for my lifestyle, well, I haven't really ever been attached to homes. I remember as a kid, we left our apartments and I was pretty sad because I was more upset, or not upset, but I knew that I wouldn't have all those people around me and friends. Mm-hmm. And so I've never really been tied to places. I'm more excited to move. Yeah. That's always more fun to me. So it'll be interesting to see what happens once you have to I got to pick this place. I would just see myself doing this cool pattern of, well, can I buy the house, furnish it,
and then keep going?
Does it pay itself off now? And it's okay, cool. And then I can do something now. All right, awesome. That seems great to me.
Yeah, dude. I like the idea that you had of just continuing to do this, or I like the idea of buying a house a year, because one of the things that has been really cool for me personally has been the feeling that everything that we're buying, everything that we're putting into the house, I do feel like it's not going to waste. You're just putting it into this asset, which is going to serve so many different purposes, and it's going to appreciate over time. So to me, that's what I see it as. Even all the furniture, to me, it helps me justify it by saying we're going to rent it someday. Mm-hmm. And so the price point and the people that we want to rent it to are going to appreciate this attention to detail and the quality of everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's why a lot of the things we got was because at a certain price point that we would charge, that person isn't going to want it furnished if it's not great furniture. So that's very important. And then there's a lot of things we can even add that really helps, because some of these art, but some of these consumers in those markets, I mean, you actually care about the materials. You need certain appliances. You're accustomed to a certain square footage. There's so much stuff that goes into
quality of things, dude.
Quality of things.
Which is why I think towards the end, I felt like we can get lazy now, bro, because the difference from even getting a cup that you're going to drink and it feels and it looks like a cup you've never seen before, you pick it up, maybe on the bottom it says made in Portugal or made in Italy.
Yeah.
Versus IKEA made in China.
Yeah.
Like that, I think is
do
gonna
love
matter,
those.
dude.
I love those cups, man. Shout out IKEA.
Yeah. You do like those cups?
I love those cups.
I'm not a big fan. It says IKEA.
But that's another thing we want to do here is keep traveling, especially right now. Go to Europe and just find cool things to come and add. Just, you know, small things here and there.
Statues. Did I tell you about that one store at that hotel
Yes.
in Sevilla? And they were selling art.
Yeah.
They had statues. They had original Picassos, but it was just like kind of more
That's like
scribbles.
or drawing, right?
Yeah, it was just like hand drawn. It wasn't any canvas or anything, but that was amazing. So we want to get into art. That's one of the big things I think that we both know that we want to get into and actually start knowing about.
We want to be patrons of the art.
Yeah, the art market.
We want to be the
I just want to buy. I want to buy art that appreciates. Like to me, there's nothing cooler than the idea of having an investment and you buy something and you acquire it, and over time it goes up in value because you're never actually spending the money. You're just parking it, and your money is growing over time in value. I love that, dude. So investing, that's why I love investing. I love the idea of like, I have this today, I acquire it, and then 5 years from now it's worth more. So to do that with your house and then to do it with the things inside of your house, I think that would be incredible. So as much as we can, we're going to try and buy things that are going to appreciate over time. Art is obviously one of the main ones.
Yeah. Well, we want to be the Helene Kroller-Müller. She was an early supporter of Vincent van Gogh and was one of the first to recognize his genius. She amassed nearly 90 of his paintings, 180 drawings, making her collection one of the most famous, one of the largest outside of the actual Van Gogh family. But she acquired crazy artists because she was just she had the money and would go any new artist, she would go look for them, buy them, and she had like this huge collection.
She probably had really good,
probably taste at that point. Yeah,
it's hard to do,
but it's super cool. Or like an Isabella Stewart Gardner, super cool too. Acquired so many paintings and art. But yeah, we'd love to actually buy real art, real artists, and find within our budget. We'd love to find up and coming artists, and it slowly appreciates.
And from Austin.
Yeah, specifically
especially
from here, right?
Or I mean from Austin. I just would love to genuinely become a part of the city and just rep a city, bro. Like I want to have that genuine love for a city where I live in.
I just want to be intertwined in the community, and would be amazing. Where I've grown up loving all of these food shows where they go to different restaurants and they talk about it and they get to meet the owner, and the owner comes out and shows them the meals, and they bring them into the kitchen to hear them explain our process and what we do different. And I always thought that would be one of the most amazing things in the world. So I'd love to create that for us because I've grown up watching that my whole life. And I'd love to be a part of a community like that.
Me too.
Where you can walk in someone and go, hey, I've eaten here enough, and
you know the owner,
and I know the owner, and I appreciate what they did, and I know their story, and then I can talk about it to others and bring others there, and so that would be one of the best things we could, for me, would be one of the coolest things ever.
And eventually, I really feel like we're gonna
do our own food,
taking the plunge, dude, and just having our own shop of some sort, whether it's food or like a cafe.
Yeah,
that would be amazing because we're getting more and more into coffee. And with this new coffee machine that we got like an espresso machine. And so I'm learning about coffee.
Grind your beans.
Yeah, I'm learning more about coffee than I ever have. And being a barista is no joke. Like just pouring the perfect,
frothing
latte
milk
art.
correctly.
Yes, just that has been so much harder.
That could probably take you months.
It's been so hard right now to be able to do one of the little drawings that I always get at a cafe, and I just take it almost for granted.
Like the lily or the flowers, right?
Yeah,
it's just like 3, 4, and then the line. But even that is
just the heart.
Yeah,
just like the normal heart. So I appreciate it a lot more now, and I love it though. I love it every day. Just trying to. It's like you get one shot every day. One coffee a day. You get one shot to improve. But I think
I think
that was the first pod
that was the
here in
first
Austin.
Yeah, what do you think? Are we going for once a day? Once every other day?
I'm not really sure. But I do know that I want to just start putting out
Content.
just making content and putting it out
I think
as much as
we're going to go for
we can.
3 times a week for a podcast. I think that seems very doable.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Yeah.
or Saturday. Oh, well, because you're going to be here
Oh, that's right.
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Something like that. Cool.
All right.
That's a wrap then.
Awesome.
Welcome to Austin.
Adios.
Let's go.